Before you start your car tomorrow morning, stop. What you're about to do in the next 30 seconds is literally burning your money. I've been wrenching on cars for over 15 years, and I've watched thousands of drivers throw away $800 to $1,200 every single year without even realizing it. Not because gas is expensive, that's a given, but because of 5 sneaky habits that are draining your tank twice as fast as it should. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on what the fuel industry hopes you never figure out. Tip number 1, crack the windows versus AC code. Alright, let's settle the oldest debate in fuel economy once and for all. Should you blast the AC or roll down the windows to save gas? The answer is, it depends. And here's exactly when each one makes sense. Your air conditioning compressor is driven by a belt connected to your engine. When the AC is on, it's like adding a small anchor that the engine has to drag along, and that takes fuel. At low speeds, around town, parking lots, side streets, that drag is your biggest enemy. Rolling down your windows and letting natural airflow cool you off is the smart move. The drag from open windows at 25 or 35 miles per hour is basically nothing. But here's the plot twist. Once you hit about 50 miles per hour and especially above 65 on the highway, the game completely flips. Your car is designed in a wind tunnel to slice through the air like a knife. Engineers spend years perfecting the shape to reduce drag. When you open your windows at high speed, you completely trash all that work. The wind doesn't just flow around the car anymore, it floods inside, creating turbulence and acting like you tied an invisible parachute to your roof. The engine now has to burn extra fuel, fighting that wind resistance, and it's way more than the AC compressor uses. One more pro tip. If you're just getting in a car that's been sitting in the sun and it's like an oven inside, roll down the windows for the first minute or two to let that super hot air escape, then roll them up and turn on the AC. You'll cool down faster and use less fuel overall. Tip number 2, the 30-second warm-up rule. Let me save you a ton of wasted gas with one simple fact. If you're still letting your car idle for 5 or 10 minutes on a cold morning to warm up, you're doing something that made sense in 1985 but is completely unnecessary today. This myth comes from the old days of carbureted engines that needed time to get the fuel mixture right. Modern cars with electronic fuel injection are totally different animals. Here's all you need to do. Start your engine. Count to 30. That's it. In those 30 seconds, your oil pressure builds up and lubricant circulates to all the important parts. Then you drive away gently. Don't floor it. Don't rev the engine. Just drive like a normal human being for the first mile or two. This gentle driving is actually the fastest and most efficient way to warm up your engine, your transmission fluid, and your whole drivetrain. Here's the kicker. When your car is just sitting there idling, it's getting 0 miles per gallon. Think about that. It's literally the worst possible fuel economy you can achieve. Every minute you sit in the driveway is fuel turning into heat and exhaust for no reason. If you idle for 10 minutes every morning, that's over 60 hours of pure waste per year. At today's gas prices, you're talking about an extra $100 to $150 just evaporating into thin air. Modern engines are built to handle being driven cold. The computer adjusts everything automatically. It richens the fuel mixture, manages the timing, and protects the engine until it reaches operating temperature. Your job is simple. Start, wait 30 seconds, then go. Done. Tip number 3, your tires are secretly robbing you. Pause the video right now and go check your tire pressure. I'm serious. This is the one thing that almost everyone gets wrong, and it's costing you way more than you think. Driving on underinflated tires is like trying to ride a bike with flat tires. You can do it, but you're working 3 times harder than you need to. When a tire doesn't have enough air, the sidewalls flex and sag more with every rotation. This creates something called rolling resistance, which is just a fancy way of saying your engine has to push harder to keep the wheels turning. The government did studies on this, and here's what they found. For every 1 psi, that's pound per square inch, that your tires are low, you lose about 0.2% in fuel economy. That doesn't sound like much until you realize that most people are driving around on tires that are 5, 10, or even 15 psi low. Let me put that in real numbers. If your tires should be at 35 psi, but they're actually at 25 psi, you're wasting 5 to 10% of your fuel. On a car that normally gets 30 miles per gallon, you're now getting 27 or 28. Over the course of a year, that's an entire tank of gas per month just disappearing because of lazy tires. But wait, there's more. Underinflated tires also wear out way faster. The edges of the tread get chewed up, and you'll need new tires thousands of miles sooner than you should. A set of tires costs $400 to $800. So now you're paying double more fuel and earlier tire replacement. The fix is stupid, simple. Buy a decent tire pressure gauge for $10. Check your tires once a month when they're cold, meaning the car hasn't been driven for a few hours. This one habit can save you $100 to $200 per year in fuel alone. Tip number 4, stop gambling with your fuel light. We've all done it. The little orange fuel light pops on and we play a mental game of how much further can I push this before I absolutely have to stop. I'm here to tell you this is one of the dumbest things you can do to your car. And it's not just about getting stranded on the side of the road. Inside your gas tank is an electric fuel pump. This pump sits down in the fuel, and the gasoline itself acts as a coolant, keeping it from overheating. When you constantly run your tank down to fumes, the pump gets exposed to air. It starts sucking air instead of liquid, it spins faster, and it gets dangerously hot. Do this enough times and you'll cook that pump. Replacing a fuel pump can cost anywhere from $400 to $1,000 depending on your car. On top of that, your fuel tank isn't perfectly clean inside. Over months and years, tiny particles of rust, dirt, and sediment settle at the very bottom. When you run the tank nearly empty, the pump sucks up all that junk and sends it toward your fuel filter and injectors. Clogged injectors mean rough running, poor fuel economy, and expensive cleaning bills. Here's your new rule. Treat a quarter tank as empty. When your gauge hits that mark, it's time to fill up. You'll never worry about running out of gas. You'll protect your fuel pump, and you'll keep your fuel system clean. It's cheap insurance that costs you nothing. Tip number 5, remove the roof junk. Take a walk around your car. Is there a roof rack, cargo box, or bike carrier bolted to the top that you haven't used since last summer? If so, you're driving around with a giant fuel-eating parasite on your roof. Your car was designed in a wind tunnel to be as aerodynamic as possible. Every curve, every angle, every little detail is there to help the car slip through the air with minimum resistance. When you bolt a big boxy cargo carrier or even an empty roof rack on top, you completely destroy that aerodynamic profile. It's like sticking your hand out the window at 70 miles per hour. The wind pushes back hard. Studies show that roof cargo can decrease your highway fuel economy by 10 to 25% depending on the size and shape. Think about that. If you're spending $60 to fill your tank, you're literally throwing $12 to $15 of it away just to haul around an empty box. The fix is incredibly easy. If you're not using it this week, take it off. The difference in fuel economy is immediate and noticeable. On a long road trip, removing unused roof cargo can save you $20 to $40 in gas. That's a free meal or two just for unscrewing some bolts. Now here's what I want you to do. Pick one tip from this video and implement it this week. Just one. Then come back and leave a comment telling me which one you chose and how much you're saving. I read every single comment and I love hearing your success stories. If this video helped you, smash that like button, subscribe for more money-saving car tips, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go check those tire pressures.